So I'm gonna do a clap, clap. That messes up the clap when you do that. I know I appreciate that you want to play along, but it definitely messes up the function of the clap, clap. Hello and welcome to episode number 47 of Old Scout. This episode is on rocks and minerals.
Rocks and minerals.
We spent a long time shooting and editing this episode. Here's a bunch of rocks on the table. So that's proof that we did a lot of work on it. So Julie, what are the requirements for the Rocks and Minerals Merit Badge?
Number 1, make a general collection of at least 25 minerals and rocks, including varieties, mounted for display or arranged in some orderly fashion in a proper box or container. Each specimen must be accompanied by a label giving the name of the specimen and its locality. Number 2, be prepared to identify the minerals and rocks in your collection, telling in each case the characters which distinguish each specimen from the other specimens. And number 3, prepare a special collection consisting of not less than 5 specimens which teaches some lesson about rocks and minerals, such as crystal form or mineral color, streak, cleavage, hardness, fluorescence, etc. The collection must be mounted and labeled in such a manner that it tells its own story. This collection shall be well, this part's weird. This collection shall be available as a troop, school, or fair exhibit when requested. So if anyone requests to see your collection, I guess you have to show them.
I'll be happy to show
Yeah,
anybody
sure
my collection at any time.
Yes.
If they are at my house, I will show them my collection.
And it also
Sometimes
says...
I'll force people to show my collection whether they want to see it or not.
That's very true. That's already happened.
That's already happened.
It says the collection may consist of local rocks and minerals illustrating the local geology.
Mm-hmm. So we did like a special collection of sort of like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we followed that advice.
Pennsylvania found
Pennsylvania
rocks
and New
minerals.
Jersey, like our sort of geologic region.
Geologic region. Now, I will do some rock and mineral property demonstrations. When identifying rocks and minerals, it can be helpful to identify the streak color. The way to do that is to rub the mineral either on a piece of white ceramic or a piece of black ceramic. In this case, I'm just using dark sandpaper. So this is talc, and it doesn't leave much of a mark on the white ceramic, but on the dark ceramic, you can see it leaves a very chalk-like mark. Next is fluorite, which is kind of bluish color, but on the white ceramic, it leaves no visible mark. On the black, maybe a slightly blue, but mostly a whitish mark. Next, sulfur. It kind of leaves kind of a yellowish mark, and on the black, it leaves sort of a whitish, yellowish mark. And then last is hematite, which leaves sort of a red brownish mark. Even though the mineral kind of looks black, it leaves a sort of brownish red mark. It is helpful to determine the mineral's hardness. This is done using the Mohs scale. I have a kit here with all of the included minerals except diamond. The softest mineral in the kit is talc, then gypsum, calcite, fluorite, apatite, feldspar, quartz, beryl or topaz, and corundum. If a mineral scratches talc, but not gypsum, it has a Mohs scale number of 1. If a mineral scratches feldspar, but not quartz, it would have a Mohs scale number of 6. If you don't want to lug around a mineral kit, these everyday objects are very portable. Even just your fingernail can scratch talc or gypsum. Calcite can be scratched with a nail. Calcite or anything harder can scratch copper. Feldspar or anything harder can scratch glass. You can look up minerals by their Mohs number and cross-reference that with other properties to identify minerals. Another means of identifying minerals is the acid test. So when I put a drop of diluted hydrochloric acid on this feldspar, not much happens. But on this calcite, the acid reacts with the carbonate materials inside the mineral and creates carbon dioxide, which kind of bubbles. This indicates a mineral in the carbonate family. A mineral is said to be magnetic if a magnet is attracted to it. You can just simply test with a magnet. This is not magnetic, it's chalcedony. This one is slightly magnetic as it has some magnetite in it. I can get a strong magnet to stick to it. And these are both franklinite, which is much stronger. Whether a mineral is magnetic or not is another useful way of identifying minerals. Another physical characteristic of minerals is cleavage, or the tendency for a mineral to split along certain planes. So this sample of talc has one angle of cleavage. It's kind of formed in sheets. This calcite has 3 planes of cleavage, so this and this and this. And then fluorite has 4 planes of cleavage. And this jasper sample has no or indistinct cleavage. There are a number of readily visible characteristics that can help you identify minerals. Here's some fluorite, which is in its purest form totally colorless, but due to impurities, it has sort of a greenish bluish tint. Here's sulfur, which is yellow, pink rhodonite, and green eastonite. However, the color can be deceiving. Here are 3 pieces of calcite, one that's translucent and pink, one that's sort of clear and translucent, and then this one is opaque and very dark. Another visual characteristic of minerals is their luster. So this mica schist and calcite have a shining luster. This talc has a pearlescent luster. This sulfur has a resinous luster. There are also characteristics of minerals in addition to their visual characteristics. This talc has a sort of soapy, slippery feel to it. This jasper has sort of a waxy feel to it. This sulfur smells like matches. And this calcite doesn't quite taste like anything. These are just a few examples of characteristics of minerals. So the first field trip that we went on multiple field trips, but the first one that we went on probably should have been the last one that we went on. It was maybe like narratively out of order, but
it was the first one that happened.
Yeah, and it was kind of nice to have all of the rocks and minerals on hand while we learned about them in the other field trips. So the first field trip was to the Philadelphia Rocks and Minerals Showcase Showdown. What was it called?
None of that.
22nd Annual Philadelphia Mineralogical Society.
Stop.
Where am I?
That's
No, I can't read. All right, so the first field trip was to the Mineral Treasures and Fossil Fair put on by the Philadelphia Mineralogical Society.
Yes.
I like this one because it's got globules in the underneath. This one's cool. It is prehnite, collected in 1978.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like how it's like green globules.
Hi. Oh sure, absolutely.
This is the one I'm getting. It's really cool. It looks like the beach.
It does?
Yeah, like if you're like walking on the beach.
What'd you talk about, lady?
Like if you were like walking on a kind of like pebbly beach.
It looks like a very
beach
uncomfortable
glass.
beach.
Yeah,
like
it would be very spiky.
Wavelite in Arkansas.
It is wild looking.
This one's garnet, like the that one.
The big one.
Yep. And it has like all the sides going down.
Yeah.
And this one here is magnetite. They're like, can you see a pyramid in there?
Yeah.
And it's like pyramid.
Yes.
That's magnetite. And then the green is epidote.
Epidote. Isn't it cool? Or like wax.
It's a little bit weathered.
Yeah.
Kind of like waxy.
We picked those up in the desert.
What have you selected so far?
Got a calcite and a pyromorphite. They all look like they're mountains with grass on them. That's why we got this one that I like so much. Selenite?
It's got like a sandwich.
Now this is fluorescent with the little tiny pieces. You get small pieces of this. That's fair.
chalcopyrite, some fire agate, some selenite, some emerald, some hulanite, hackmanite that fluoresces yellow, hematite, tugtupite, some cinnabar, sulfur, calcite, and eastonite. So we went crazy. This is all the minerals and crystals, fossils that we bought. That's a fossil. That's an ancient fossil, and it was $5. It's a big old hematite. Like this geode's got like fuzzy, it's got like fuzzy Dippin' Dot globules in there.
I feel like we're on our way to a great collection.
Now we just have to go out into the field and actually collect some ourselves instead of just buying them. Okay, goodbye. So the next field trip that we did after the mineral show was going to the Franklin Mineral Museum in Franklin, New Jersey, where they had a great collection of rocks and minerals, especially sort of local rocks and minerals. And then they had a rock pit.
Just go out there and dig.
Dig it and collect as many as we liked, as long as we paid by the pound. So this is that. I like rocks.
These are like little porcupines. Like strawberry bubblegum. They're so pretty.
These are meteorites that fell from space. They came from space.
It looks so strange.
It was crafted by aliens.
What are you saying? Oh my gosh, about?
All these. That came from the earth.
Like that one?
Look at that. That's not real. Get out of here.
Oh, and this one?
Yeah, that's not real. Now we're in the fluorescent room. Those are just like that. They're just like that. You just find them in the ground like that, and then they're just like that.
Well, if you put the right light on them.
The color that they are is inside them. It's intrinsic in them. It just looks like they're spray painted.
Oh my gosh, look at this calcite.
Whoa.
Isn't that so bright?
Where are we going?
To the dump.
Oh, we're going to the pit.
The pit.
To the pit, not the dump.
Got a lot of rocks to look through.
It's gonna take a while. Is this it?
Do you think it is?
No, but it's got good cleavage. You see the cleavage? Is your camera crooked?
Well, the whole place is a little crooked.
the place is crooked.
Well, it says it's not crooked.
Yeah. The place is crooked. All right, let's go. Are you hot?
Yeah.
Me too. What do you have? Oh, yours are way cooler. Yeah, that's cooler. Good job. Good job, Julie. Ha!
A good one?
Ha! Ha! Look at that one.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Maybe Franklin marble?
Or Franklinite.
Or Franklinite. It's probably Franklinite. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Franklinite.
I found something.
What? That's a feldspar.
That's not true.
No, it's not.
But it's kind of green.
Confident. What?
It's kind of green.
It is?
Yeah.
You see green?
Yes, Christian, it's green. I can tell it's green on camera. Are your eyes messed up?
Maybe. I see maybe there.
The whole thing is green.
The whole thing is green. Okay. Cool. What color is this? Purple?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of green.
That's
No.
so much spit.
That's too much spit.
Christian has now devolved into just throwing rocks at me from afar.
Look at that.
Well, that one broke. It's like Zorro.
Is it? Explain.
Well, do you see his little... That's where his eyes are.
Oh, yeah. Like a masked bandit.
Yeah. keeping him.
Okay.
Excuse me, little cricket, I gotta look at this rock. It's got green. Maybe I just see green better than you.
This is kind of pink. This is kind of pink. Rhodonite?
Oh yeah. We're almost there. I'm gonna put them in here and see if any of them light up.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I got some.
It looks a lot like that. Franklinite. Rhodonite.
Aw.
It's okay, we'll go to the gas station. It's no big deal. So it was just very cool to see all of the different minerals at the Franklin Museum, and they kind of specialized in minerals that had fluorescence, and this kind of
So
like
cool.
got us really hooked on fluorescent minerals. There's just something like so cool about like a rock that just looks normal, and then you put it under a different type of light and it looks like totally different,
Yeah.
like totally spray painted or something.
That's very cool.
So our next field trip was to the Wissahickon, sort of nearby.
Online I found that the Friends of the Wissahickon, which is an organization, they have self-guided geology walks.
Which is nice because we kind of knew what we were actually looking at. We weren't just guessing
Right.
and guessing wrong.
And it had really great directions, like, 200 feet to the left or whatever.
Yeah.
We're at Site 1, Serpentine. Is it Serpentine or Serpentine?
I don't know, serpentine?
Serpentine exposure. It says 2 large rocks with rough, uneven surfaces at the northwest corner of Bell's Mill Road and Forbidden Drive. This rock is composed of a matrix of chlorite and talc with black embedded blocks of magnesium and iron-rich magnetite.
What?
What?
Magnetite?
Yes, iron-rich
Magnetite?
magnetite.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Wait, is it really sticking?
It's really sticking, I can feel it.
Wait,
It's not very strong, but it's like, I can feel the magnetic like pull of it. It's just a rock in the world and it's magnetic. It kind of feels like it would just be like frictioning there, but that's a magnet. That is a magnet. Oh my god, it's upside down.
these rocks are made of talc chlorite schist, which at one time was quarried for building blocks. It's slippery. It feels like almost wet. You can watch. Let's see. And it's slippery.
Would you say that's green?
I mean, yes, I would say that has like a green like
Gray.
tinge to it.
Much slippier than like that is.
Right.
Whoa. Talc. Not talc. Not talc. Not. So here's some gypsum.
Well, they're all gonna scratch, right?
That's right. Success.
Success. We found talc.
We found talc. I mean, the thing told us it was talc, so we knew it was talc the whole time, but. Okay, so this is the granite quarry.
Yeah, now you can see how big it is. You're tiny.
Am I tiny?
Yeah. Okay. So
But I'm pretty sure this one's granite.
granular.
It looks like a countertop.
Yeah, and then this doesn't. This is like schistosity.
Schist. It's got a high schistosity.
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 What?
Schistosity.
Schistosity.
No. You're gonna hurt yourself.
You didn't. What'd you do?
I flicked it off.
It's got a pretty high schistosity. Schist. So I think this is mica schist. This, pretty sure is quartz.
Wissahickon granite is composed of white feldspar, quartz, and dark flecks of a mineral that may be hornblende. And this looks kind of like that picture. This is mica schist exposure. Close examination of these rocks will reveal tiny, linear parallel folds called crenulations. You may see narrow channels of differently textured rock intruding into the schist. These are mostly bands of rough textured, light-colored pegmatite, maybe as much as 10 miles below the surface.
Yeah.
This rock was 10 miles below the surface. Does that mean... Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's like the crenulations, it looks like.
It's like It's like papery.
Right. Kind of rainy.
Yeah.
Kind of wet.
Yeah, I don't mind the rain that much.
So we found this thing. It's like, you can't tell if it is a bone or fossilized wood, petrified wood maybe, or like maybe someone's ceramic weed pipe.
Uh-oh.
What?
I accidentally put my phone in a pocket with a rock. Okay.
What you got in your little paw there?
I think I found garnets. Like this one especially is like very faceted. You can see the geometry of the way it like forms. Like it's got facets that are kind of like sort of flat sides.
Yeah.
See it right there?
Yeah. It looks like kind of bigger and redder. And I can see the like hexagonal shape better.
Yeah, I'm having to make some decisions.
And the decision is all of them. So we just had like a great time walking around the Wissahickon, which is a place that we've been to many times before, but we had never had the perspective of looking at the different rock formations. So we just had like a great time there. And then we went on our final field trip, which was to the Montour Fossil Preserve, that is about 2 hours away, where you could just dig, and it was a big shale formation, and you could try to find fossils mostly from the Devonian period.
I think that's right.
I think that's right.
That's a good memory.
That's good memory. And so we were mostly just worried, like, would we find a single fossil?
Yeah.
We are here today at Montour Preserve Fossil Pit. It is exposed shale that is supposed to have some fossils in it that would mostly be from the Devonian pit.
Period.
Devonian period. It's too hot for words.
The Devonian period is sometimes referred to as the age of ferns and fishes. The fossils found at the Montour Preserve come from a time roughly 116 million years before the rise of dinosaurs.
So no T-Rexes here.
So sorry, no T-Rex fossils here.
Let's go up to that sliver of shade. So my technique is going to be just dig.
Just pick a spot and
the
dig.
other people have done. I'm looking.
I just pulled this chunk off of here. Watch.
Hey.
It's a tiny shell.
Look at that.
This is a tiny Devonian shell.
Boop.
Hello.
Hello.
How
Well,
fitting that I found a shell. Did you find something?
found something. So this, I got this off of here. And then that's the negative and the positive right there.
Oh, yeah.
Another little shell. There's another one. Can you see?
Is that a little bigger?
Yeah,
Cool.
this one's very portable. I found this. Goes like this. It sure looks like
Sure
something.
looks like something.
Well, now I'm just finding these shell fossils left and right.
Is
So I'm starting to think that they're not very special, but that's okay.
They're special to me.
They're special to me.
Nothing?
Not a whole lot, no. We kind of had like 10 minutes of nothing, and then 10 minutes of a whole lot of, even if they're just little shells. And then about an hour and a half of just banging away, finding nothing. Such is the life of an archaeologist, you know. You never know when the next T-Rex bones will be right around the corner.
Except not here.
Not here, probably. We know that because it says so.
I feel like a cat like scratching in a litter box. Except instead of like trying to poop, I'm like trying to find poop.
Trying to find poop.
It's not a great metaphor, but I was like sitting here like digging like this, and I was like, I am the cat now.
New cat. Whoa.
I was about to give up.
Whoa.
I was about to give up, and you came and sat by me, and I found it.
So we got a bunch of these little shell ones. Looks like a little nut, maybe. This one's maybe like a piece of wood. Julie found this one. It's like I think it looks kind of like a Reese's cup.
I think this one might be a stereolasma coral. It'll sit like this. Or like this.
Yeah, sits all kinds of ways. Okay.
Okay.
Very cool.
Sits all kinds of ways.
Despite it being extremely hot and us being frustrated most of the time, we did find like a handful of fossils, some of which like I'm pretty impressed by.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like amazing that that was like attached to the earth for a couple 100 million years, and then we...
Yeah, that you're like digging something out that like no one has ever seen before.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
Very cool. Okay, so now that we had collected all of our rocks and minerals to make up our collection, now we needed like to put them in a proper box. So this took way too long, and we overthought every single detail of it.
You could have bought a box.
I could have just bought a box, but I wanted to make a box, and so that took like an extra month. Basically, and way too much money and time and thought.
It's an expensive box.
But here is the making of the proper rocks and minerals specimen box. Pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth.
Okay. Great. These little crevices. This is where.
Pause to watch baseball.
Double play. That's square.
Hey.
Oh! Okay. It fell right side up. there's people in the room.
Just quietly sitting.
What it's like to live in the old scout house. Got it mostly wired, doing the systems check. That one's a go. Good.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing a little UV dust busting. Sticks into the board. There you go. Sturdy. But then you can just pop it off.
Right.
If you want to look at it. So here is the Rocks and Minerals specimen box in its final resting place on the wall here. Here's all the rocks. And you can take them off their little places and you can inspect them very close up. Then you put them back on their little shelves. Up in the top, we put LED strips. So these are just normal LED strips. They get very bright and very normal. And then on the very back, there's a LED light strip that is a 365 nanometer ultraviolet LED light strip.
That's long wave, right?
That's long wave. So you can see that it illuminates a bunch of the rocks and minerals. And then this is a short wave, which is 254 nanometers.
And you should be.
And you should be careful with it because it'll give you cataracts if you look into it straight. But look at it, what it does to those. Ooh, that guy's exploding. And then watch this. Oh. So here now is the 25-piece collection of rocks and minerals in their final specimen box. Hematite, wavelite, sulfur, emerald from Brazil, picrolite, a serpentine from Pennsylvania, vanadinite, garnet, magnetite, and epidote, ammonite fossil, heulandite from New Jersey, selenite, prehnite from New Jersey, eastonite from Easton, Pennsylvania, pectolite from New Jersey, zircon, pyromorphite, Franklin marble with willemite, collected by us in Franklin, New Jersey. And it fluorescing, fluorite on quartz, and it fluorescing, calcite, and it fluorescing, hackmanite, tugtapite from Greenland, chalcedony, and it fluorescing, and rhodonite, collected by us in Franklin, New Jersey, and it fluorescing.